Live from Metro Detroit's Eyewitness News Center, Joe Glover, Robbie Timmons, Night Beat reporter Otis Buchanan. Weather with Sonny Elliott, sports with Ray Lane and Charlie Neal, and the award-winning TV2 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. The Democrats and Republicans in Washington taking aim at each other tonight, getting ready to open fire tomorrow. That's when the 96th Congress reconvenes for its last hurrah. It's apparent that most of the fireworks are going to be over money. Incoming Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman John Tower saying today that the Republicans plan to increase defense spending by 4 to 8%, and that means that other non-defense budgets will have to be cut. At a House Budget Committee meeting, the retiring Democratic chairman of the committee put through a measure to cut government spending 2% across the board. Robert Giamo saying that the Democrats are anxious to give Ronald Reagan the budget cuts he wants.
I'm not attempting to sandbag the new president. Mr. Reagan has said that he can make such a cut without harming the American people. That will not be simple to do, but it is a challenge that the president-elect has posed for himself. We should give him the opportunity to meet that challenge.
Another battleground is going to be the action between liberals in Washington and the National Conservative Political Action Committee. That is the group responsible in part for the defeat of a number of liberal Democrats last Tuesday. The group announcing today that its two top targets for the 1982 elections are Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts and Don Regal of Michigan. Robbie?
The state legislature returns to Lansing tomorrow, ending its election break. Lawmakers should have a busy agenda. There are several pressing issues. Prison overcrowding is one of those. There's a court order to ease prison overcrowding, even if the county jails, halfway houses, or temporary housing must be used. Voters defeated a proposal to build new prisons through an income tax hike. The state legislature might also have to consider approving a special appropriation to fund Medicaid. The health care program may run out of money next Wednesday. Another money problem facing the state could affect Detroit school employees. If the state is unable to pay the entire $47 million aid payment to Detroit schools December 1st, there might be payless paydays for Detroit school employees. And money will be the topic of Governor Milliken's speech to the state tomorrow. The governor will detail additional cuts that must be made in the state budget. Now, just a month ago, Milliken ordered $116 million cut from the budget. The governor's speech will be carried live here on TV2 beginning at 7:30 tomorrow night.
Wayne County Commissioners will meet next week to make a decision on last night's recommendation by the County Ways and Means Committee. The committee voting to do away with the Wayne County Road Patrol, a money-saving measure, but a measure that is going to mean some problems for some communities. Night Beat reporter Otis Buchanan telling us now that one of those communities is Romulus.
You know the telephone company is.
Already this year, Wayne County Road Patrol dispatchers have logged over 45,000 runs, and that police work includes the entire range of routine investigation found in any major law enforcement agency. Many of those runs occur here in the city of Romulus. During peak times, as many as 5 cars roll with 25 officers assigned over the 3 shifts. The jurisdiction includes the business districts, primarily the larger one near Metropolitan Airport, made up of the hotels, not to mention over 860 other businesses as well. There are also 26,000 residents to be tended to, and as many as 60,000 people in the city during peak work hours. According to Lieutenant William Harris, visibility is important, whether it be a mere building check in the area or routine traffic stop. But whatever the case may be, you don't have to sell Romulus city officials on the importance of their contracted police protection.
The cutting of the Wayne County Sheriff's Patrol, as you know, the Wayne County Sheriff's Patrol is our only means of police protection here for the city of Romulus, would be absolutely disastrous. The city of Romulus right now is in no position at all to afford or to even start up their own police agency, and Wayne County Sheriff's is our only means of police protection at this time.
On November the 18th, the full body of Wayne County Commissioners will vote on the issue of road patrol operations. In the meantime, township officials continue to ask the question, who will patrol and who will investigate? Otis Buchanan, TV2 Eyewitness News, reporting.
In Atlanta, the search continues for clues to the murder of as many as 15 black children. 5 of the country's best detectives, including Detroit's Gilbert Hill, are helping in that investigation. A citywide door-to-door search has been completed, but nothing new has turned up to give police a lead in the case. The slain or missing children are between the ages of 7 and 15 from low-income neighborhoods.
The flames are out. Nearby residents are back in their homes, but there is still danger tonight at an Amoco tank farm in River Rouge. Yesterday's fire in one of the 24 tanks at the facility started when a snow cover being built over the tank was blown down by a heavy wind. It took just one spark caused by metal scraping against metal to start the blaze. Now workers must retrieve pieces of that snow cover from atop the tank, a tank still filled with 1 million gallons of gasoline. It'll be another 2 days before workers complete the job, and you can bet they will be mighty careful as they labor.
A plane carrying top U.S. State Department officials has been forced to make an unscheduled landing.
And labor problems have returned to the city of Pontiac. We'll have those stories and more when we continue with what's happening right now.
The British look without the British price. The Misty Harbor trench coat with zip-out wool blend liner. It's tailored to take it.
At Hudsons, just $185.
No city in America makes more beer than Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when 5 o'clock comes, the people who make that beer will often stop to have one themselves.
Making it right, making it good, making a beer the way everyone should.
And when they want the best, they'll most often ask for Ondecker, the favorite special premium beer of Milwaukee for 41 years.
We made Ondecker to be the best of all. 'Cause if you can't make a beer that's the best of beers, then why make beer at all?
You may be seeing Ondecker now where you live. And if you should ever forget the name, just ask for that special beer they've been selling in Milwaukee for 41 years. To people who know an awful lot about beer.
And if you can't make Ondecker, then why make beer at all?
The city of Pontiac is facing another strike, the second in 2 weeks. 200 members of Local 2002 are off the job, saying they will not work without a contract. The union claims the city of Pontiac terminated its contract and wants to replace union workers with CETA employees paid with federal money. The union, however, would have to approve CETA hirings under a federal law. They say they won't. The city of Pontiac could lose $5 million in CETA funding.
Deputy Secretary of State Warren Christopher and his negotiating team spending the night in Ireland tonight. The five-man team taking off from Algiers today. Their plane developed engine trouble shortly afterward, forced them to land at Shannon Airport. The Americans have met with Algerian go-betweens twice in the past 24 hours, the Algerians carrying messages back and forth to Iran. At the moment, that is the only way that America has to negotiate with the Iranians. One Iranian official saying there will never be direct negotiations with the United States.
Today is Veterans Day, the day that the armistice was signed between the Allies and Germany, ending World War I. In the 62 years since that signing, we witnessed World War II, the Korean conflict, and the Vietnam War. We have a report from Joe Weaver to help us remember what Veterans Day should mean to all Americans.
The significance of this day was uppermost with these people, most of whom served their country in World War II. Others, like 86-year-old Bill Walsh, remembered only the Great War. Walsh, the oldest veteran at this celebration, served in the Navy during World War I. Armistice Day was set on November 11th at the end of that first big war, and today remembers veterans of all the wars fought by the United States. Jim Drew, 80 years old this year, served his country in both World War I and WW2, and still holds his Air Force commission as Lieutenant Colonel. November 11th is a very special day for him because he came home from Europe in 1918.
This has been a wonderful day for us here, and I love to celebrate this date. It remains very firmly fixed in my heart.
But what about love for God and country today? Whatever happened to the patriotism which drove men to give up their lives for freedom?
I really believe that our youth today are wholeheartedly citizens and will always be available at our country's call.
30 million Americans have served in the U.S. military during wartime since World War I. Those who still survive use this day to remember the 425,000 who never came home. I'm Joe Weaver, TV2 Eyewitness News, Highland Park.
The Red Wings in action tonight at the Joe Louis Arena.
The results of the game are next on Sports with Ray and Charlie.
Why are more and more shoppers coming to Chatham? Well, if somebody moved into the neighborhood and they wanted to know where do you go grocery shopping, I'd say the best place to go is Chathams.
In these days of high prices, you have to be a smart shopper, and Chatham allows me to be a smart shopper. Chathams really gives me the best value.
Don't miss the incredible savings during Chatham's Fresh Cut Steak Sale. Like fresh cut beef sirloin steak, just $2.49 a pound. So join your neighbors who shop and save in the wonderful world of Chatham.
Hi, this is the biggest value in 35mm cameras today. The Konica FS1. It has a built-in auto winder. Nothing extra to buy. It also loads itself. Fast, fumble-free. No other camera does that. Shoot picture after picture. Clear, sharp, easy. You won't miss a shot. With so much value built in, you'd expect Konica to cost more. Actually, it costs less.
Konica FS1. More camera for less.
The morning sun in Florida. All winter long it invites you to play.
When you need the sun, there's only one.
And one airline can take you to more Florida sun than anyone at a price you can afford even this year. Come with Eastern to Orlando, to Miami, to Florida, to laugh, to live, to feel again.
When you need the sun, there's only one. Eastern. When you need the sun, there's only one.
You're always the fashion, oh what a plus. You always feel smashing, oh what a plus. Now here's a great Tampax Plus.
Tampax Super Plus, oh what a plus.
Compared to our fabulous Super, it's a step forward in a tampon protection product with comfort, proven in doctors' supervised tests, designed also to give you pluses you won't find in any other tampon.
Tampax Super Plus, oh what a plus.
Red Wings fans and the Red Wings got a chance to look at Jim Craig tonight of Olympic fame.
Olympic fame, and he was Boston Bruin fame tonight. Not too much glory tonight for either club. The Red Wings entertained the Boston Bruins tonight at Joe Louis Arena, and if it's any consolation, they didn't lose. They didn't win either, as they managed a 4-4 tie. Before the first goal was scored, Denny Polonich, who was called up just yesterday, got into it with Ray Bork, and Bork got